Hi, welcome to Jolly Phonics Group 4, and today we're going to talk about vowel sounds. So there are digraphs and diphthongs, and just to decrease a little bit of your confusion, I have made a different video just on vowel, diphthongs, and digraphs. It's called vowel combination, so click here for that video. Basically, in the Jolly Phonics curriculum, they have different letters that make one sound, and then there are different letters that make two sounds that are diphthongs. So technically, they have not combined certain diphthongs in this particular group. For example, ow. So they have the O sound, that is OW, but they don't have the ow sounds that's like cow or how or now. So they have the slow, no, toe, those kinds of sounds with the O. So they have not used all the sounds in this particular group. So I'm just sticking to the words that they have used in Jolly Phonics Group 4. So let's get started. Before you do this worksheet, they're a little different because they have concentrated on children writing in this group. So basically, you want to make sure that your child knows how to write. So you're doing the dotted lines, and they have introduced a little bit of cursive writing. If you have questions about cursive writing, I've made a completely separate video for that. You can click here for that. And with Jolly Phonics, they have cursive writings with only two letters, that is the vowels, that is I and E, E and E, A and I, and so forth, which you can actually find on my page. I'm going to take a screenshot of these. So basically, they're just telling you to do the cursive writing for the two letters in the middle, and for the three letters here, that is I, G, and H. So like before, I have made matching the worksheets, but matching the initial sound to the picture. But in this worksheet, this particular group, I have also added just fill in the blanks. So basically, you're just going to match it if it is matching to the sound here, and then you're going to fill in the blanks. So jam is matching j, so you're just going to go ahead and write j. Jeep is j, jellyfish is j, joker is j, and jug is j. So all my worksheets, I have done this, but if you wanna play around with it, you can always skip the middle vowel or the end consonant, whatever you like it. So hat does not match, so we're going to leave that alone. Next is or. So torch and horn, corn, thorn, fork, and sword. Next is o, not ow. So in Jolly Phonics, they have not shown the ow sound. O, arrow, bow, yellow, window, and pillow. Oh, okay, and grow. Next is the A and A sound. They both sound like the capital A. The only difference is the way it's written and the way it's spelled. But the pronunciation is the same. It's A. Also in this same group, you have the sound of AI. Like I said, if you have questions about this, make sure you check out my video on vowel combinations. So we have cake. The vowels here are split. So A and E make cake. Hay, cane, A and E is split. Pray, tray, shape. Next is the sound O. So this is like the long O. Just like the long O. Soap, float, loaf, toad, and roach. Next we have the I sound. So this is like the long I. So there are different I's, there are many I's. This is not just the only two I's. Combine these two just to make it a little bit easy for you parents and for teachers. I-G-H, I. Kite is split I-T-E. Night, slide, nine. Next sound is U. So Sue. So here, although you're writing Sue, you're saying so. It's pronounced as so. Cashew, screw, do, and flew. This is the sound of A, like the long A we already learned before, the AE and the AY. Those are all sounded as A, long A. So this is rain, this is brain, snail, rail, train, and paint. This is U sound, just like the EUW, U. This is the long U too, the U and split U. Glue, Q. Here the E is silent. So blue, statue, barbecue, and capsule. Next is the long E sound. Again, we have EI in this and IE also, but Jolly Phonics has not combined that. I think they only have IE in addition to these two E's. Also remember that EA also makes the sound of eh, like bread. BREAD, bread. So don't confuse that. It's only with practice you're going to learn which words go with which vowel combinations or diphthongs. Okay, so the next is peak. So W, peak, weed, 14, tree, peach, seahorse, and meat. We have the IE sound. This is the long I. Pie, die. One of these are called dice, and then when there are two, there is a plural of dice is die. Lie, flower does not match, and tie. All right, and then we go ahead with matching the words to their pictures. So this is a knee, so knee, pail, nail, bee, tie, coat. This is wine, feet. This is morning, so we have the OR here. Line, frame. Next is tricky words, and in this group, tricky words that they have introduced is was, some, come, he, be, we, and go. So all you're doing is putting on dots so your child can trace it, and then they can write it. Make sure that you use this kind of paper, this 4-roller paper, so they can practice writing and so that their letters to stay within the lines. This is a very important worksheet when it comes to matching the capital to the small. I don't think I've seen this anywhere, but I think this is imperative for you guys to learn. The only reason I've introduced this is because there are so many children that get confused with the capital and the small the. So this the with this the. Or the capital is with the small is, although they will be able to read the small is. If the sentence starts with the capital is, then they're confused when they actually know the word. So make sure that you have your capital words and the small words, because each of these words can actually begin in a sentence and have a capital letter in the beginning. That confuses some children when they can actually spot she, but they cannot spot she when it's capital. It happens to some kids as they grow older, they kind of learn, but this is for younger kids specifically. So you just join the capital to the small, and we go here, and she, and go, and so forth. Next, Jolly Phonics also introduces the number 4 in this group. We already learned the first 3 numbers in the previous group. So here we're just going to introduce number 4 and use dots to trace them. Again, try to have them practice on this kind of paper, the 4-roller paper. Then match the correct name. This is also so important because it's so confusing for kids. They know their numbers, but they don't know what the name or the spelling of that number is. So 1, match it with 2. So in the beginning, you just want to give them these matching words. And I always tell them to start with a phonic sound if they are not able to. Remember, your numbers are also sight words, so it's hard for them to understand. Some of the words may not sound like what it is. Like 2 is t, w, o. So it doesn't sound like a phonic sound. So remember, you always want to make sure at least they get the first initial sound, like th, f, t, and o, if you can. Try your best to get at least the phonic sounds in, so at least they can pair those numbers and their names together. Because Jolly Phonics practices a lot of writing in this group, so you want to make sure that you are writing with your child, getting them to write their cursives, especially with the first 2 letters, like I have explained in the beginning of this video. On this page, I just made leaves with EA sound, that is leaf, beach, eat, and so forth. But you can always introduce or have them practice different words, because this Jolly Phonics group has a lot of words. The word bank in Jolly Phonics 4 is huge. So if you need the word bank, come on to my Facebook page and Facebook group, and I can help you with that. But again, you want to practice with the E, the long E, double E, the EW, U, all the words. Activity, we have 2 activities today, and the first activity here is to finish the race and reach home, and the fastest player to reach home wins. So 2 players can play this, you and your child, or 2 kids. What I've done here is I've colored red and blue each block, and each block signifies what the dice rolls. So if the dice rolls an even color, you will land on the red. If the dice rolls an odd number, you will land on the blue. To start the game, you have to roll a number that is odd to start on the blue. If you roll an even number, you can't start the game. So you have to keep rolling till you get an odd number and you lose a turn. And therefore, you're going to keep on building blocks as you go. So once you reach on your block, you're going to say the name of the picture. I have given the vowel clues here, so that way it's easy to recollect and to say the name of the picture. So this is a seal. Then you're going to roll the die again, and you're going to pray that you get an even number. If you get an even number, you land on the red. If you don't get an even number, you lose your turn, and the next player gets to roll. Okay, so that way you're going to keep going and finish. Next activity is pretty simple. I have 4 mailboxes here, and we're going to put the correct mail, that is the correct word, in the correct mailbox. So if you actually look here, you want to make sure your dots are under the sound. So sh, t, short. So all you're doing is you can put this in a small little bottle or box, and each person picks up a letter, and this is like a mail. So the mail needs to go in a mailbox. So when you pick up a letter, you need to find where it would go. So this is the OR sound. So they say the sound short, and then you place it here or place it in the mailbox. Keep E, pain, so this is it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that like button and notification icon so you don't miss anything. If you like these worksheets and you would like to receive a free PDF from us, no catch, free PDF, make sure you comment below and I'll get back to you.